I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk, and let's talk now with a candidate who's seeking the Republican nomination. He's already in the state Senate. He is Steve McClure, and he joins us in studio. Senator, thanks for taking time with us this morning. Are you ready for election night tomorrow night?
Sure, Greg, I am. I got a very busy, jam-packed day today, though, first.
So you've got an opponent in the Republican primary. We talked with him last week. He had some criticism for your vote to increase the state's gas tax, doubling it. Defend that vote.
So when I first was elected, I was taken around to different bridges and roads across my district. The Farm Bureau in Pike County took me to a bridge in Florence that was cracked from the base of the bridge all the way across the top of it to the other side of it. In Hardin, which I represent also, they get flooded. And when they get flooded, they get trapped in the city of Hardin. And I've been through there with Representative Davidsmeyer. We looked through this area. You can't get anywhere in that city. So they need a new bridge. Springfield needed a new transportation hub. So we have all these projects that people were coming to me with that said, we have to have this, but particularly for public safety issues, because we've seen bridges around the country in some instances collapse while cars are driving upon them. So when the gas tax came around, the Democrats had the votes. So it was not a matter of all, people say, well, the majority of Republicans voted for the gas tax in the Senate. That's true. Why'd they do that? Well, the Democrats had the votes already, so our votes were not going to pass the gas tax or make the gas tax fail. It then became, what am I going to do to make sure that my constituents get something out of the gas tax? And so we got $1.3 billion for the district. We got a brand new bridge for Florence, which is going to potentially save lives. I don't want people to die on that bridge. We got a new bridge for Hardin. We got the new transportation hub in Springfield, $1.3 billion of projects. Guess what? Had I voted no and just sat out of the process, we would not have gotten these projects. And as you know, Greg, it's not just getting the projects. They've got to get the money released after whatever the capital bill is passes. And you can't go argue, hey, can you please release the money for this project if you don't vote for it? So the fact of the matter is if Republicans had been the vote to kill the gas tax, we would have. But we were not. So we had to fight what we could to get for our district, and that's what we did.
Do you look back now, considering the inflation stuff that we've seen, the other issues concerning rising prices along everything, and the state of Illinois having the highest gas tax in the Midwest, the second highest in the nation? Do you look back and regret the vote at all?
So the sales tax is what is driving our gas prices up. It is not the gas tax itself. In fact, the gas tax has now been frozen for the year. There's been no major increase in the gas tax between when President Trump was president and between when President Biden was president. Joe Biden killed the pipeline. He stopped domestic drilling, and he allowed for this conflict to happen internationally. That everybody knows, and everybody knows that's what's driving the gas prices up. However, on the sales tax, I've got a bill to dramatically cut the sales tax for gasoline because we've got enough money to fund the GRF for all of next year just based upon what we've already collected in the sales tax. Because, Greg, that's by percentage. So if the cost of something goes up, the amount that you're paying in the sales tax goes up. It's not a steady amount of money. So since we already have enough money to fund us for next year that we typically get out of the gas sales tax, people are just getting money stolen from them from the state of Illinois. So it's time for an emergency special session to cut the sales tax. And guess what? We cut the sales tax. We're already funded for next year, and it's not going to take away for the money for the roads, bridges, et cetera.
Again, State Senator Steve McClure with us on Springfield's Morning News, 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. So tomorrow's the primary. You do have that opponent. And if you get the nomination heading into November, we've got a special session that's apparently going to be happening, dealing with even more abortion laws. If we do come back for a special session, as the governor said, is there a possibility of anything else being tackled? What do you think are the major issues that are still facing the state of Illinois?
Well, the major issue is inflation. Inflation, crime, and corruption. Those are the three major issues facing our state right now. And again, we're calling for an emergency special session to deal with inflation. I mean, I've got about 10 bills that I'm a co-sponsor of to deal with the tax on medicine and groceries and the sales tax on gasoline and property taxes. Property taxes are the worst in the country. You said the gas tax is the second highest in the country. Property taxes are the worst in the country. And my opponent, who claims to be Mr. Anti-Tax, when he was leading the school board, When he was president of the school board, he voted for 13 property tax increases. It increased property taxes by 56%. And then guess what, Greg? He was voted out of office because of it. So, look, we've got to deal with inflation, and we've got to be honest. Unfortunately, my opponent is not honest, and he's got no plan to deal with inflation.
State Senator Steve McClure, if people want more information about you, your candidacy, that don't know you already for the term you've served so far in the Illinois State Senate, how can people find out more information?
McClureforsenate.com, or you can, if you want to see on the official site, it's senatormcclure.com.
All right, so I imagine that we'll be talking with you again, maybe not tomorrow night, so sometime later on this week. So I greatly appreciate you taking the time and addressing these issues.
Sure, Greg. Always good to see you.
It is Springfield's